Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to check out a 3 3/4 inch Paige from The Last Jedi. So let's head to that table and check this one out. Taking a look first at the card, this is of course the standard Last Jedi line look. You got a nice image of Paige on the right side with her name underneath the photo, also stating that she is a Resistance gunner. And then of course you see the figure with the included accessories through the bubble. Flipping over to the back side, nothing out of the ordinary here. You get a look at the figure along with that Force Link band, of course, not included, with a little image of the starter set to the right side with Kylo Ren. And then the bottom half of the card is just a bunch of legal information. Taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, I gotta say this is a really good looking figure. There's lots of detailing to it, both in the sculpt and in the painting. Well, maybe not so much in the painting. It's a pretty basic paint application here, but at least for the colors we have, things do seem to be looking pretty good. Going in on that head sculpt first without the helmet on, she does have this little helmet cap on. That is not removable. It seems to be, though, separately sculpted and then glued on. But there's some decent detailing in the sculpting of that piece. And as far as the face, I don't have much to go on other than the photo that's on the front of the card. And it does seem to be pretty well sculpted. At least to the image on that card, it seems like there's a resemblance to the character. And the paint application on the face is looking pretty decent. Eyebrows are painted in nicely. The eyes are where they're supposed to be. And you got a little bit of coloring on the lips. Sliding the helmet on real quick. Lots of nice detailing on there too. Gotta say, I really like that they went back to the clear yellow tinted for plastic for the visor instead of, like what they did with Poe Dameron last year, where it was just this yellow painted plastic and you couldn't see through it. So I like to see that we're back to that. But otherwise, the paint application on the helmet's looking pretty good. You got some red letters on the sides of the helmet, along with some sort of checkerboard pattern on the top of the helmet, along with a blue stripe running to the back. And then as it rotates around to the back side, you'll see it's got some cutout openings on the sides and a little bit on the back end of the helmet, so you can see through it to that little gray helmet cap. The paint that's painted on the back side is looking just fine. It's pretty much within the lines there. And overall, I think the helmet fits in on the head nicely and looks pretty good blended with that little cap that she's got on underneath. And the other thing to note about this helmet is the breathing mask that is attached to her chest. You are able to slide that up and attach it to the front of the helmet, so that kind of completes the look there. Looking now to the top half of the figure, things are pretty well sculpted in here. Like I said, it's looking really good. You've got a Rebel Alliance emblem painted in on her right shoulder. Detail otherwise for the outfit's looking pretty nice. You got a little bit of texturing in that fabric detailed in there. Gloves separately molded here, so that's looking pretty good. Obviously no painting to worry about there. In the chest area, you've got lots of vest detailing with straps and various textures of that fabric. No special painting in here, so all that buckling and other straps and stuff is just molded into that color. Obviously, it would have been nice to see a little more coloring thrown in there, but sculpting-wise, it is looking really good. You do get some painting, though, on that chest box in the center. It's black, a little bit of white thrown in there, and some blue buttons painted in. And then, of course, you got that hose painted brown going into the breathing mask and then down to the side of her vest. And also around the neck area, there's a little scarf painted in there. And then as we take a look at the left arm, you have those little code sticks or whatever molded into the side of her shoulder. And as it rotates around the back, you have some more straps and stuff sculpted in there. So that's looking really good. Again, nothing special for the painting though. Going down through the leg area, you still got that fabric kind of molded in for the pants. Lots of wrinkles and stuff in there. So that's looking nice. Those straps carry down to continue the look of the fighter uniform that we're used to seeing in these figures. Pretty decent paint detailing. Nothing's really running off the sides or anything like that. The boots are looking pretty good, and I will say as I was taking a look at this, I do think that they are separately molded and then glued in there. And for the articulation, the head is on a ball socket, so pretty good range of motion through there. Both arms, of course, go up and down. And then at the leg area, both out, and then you got them going back a little bit. And since this is the basic line, that's all the articulation we get out of it. She does come with, well, I guess 2 accessories if you want to count that removable helmet as an accessory, but the other one is, of course, her blaster. Decent sculpting to it, nothing special as far as paint application goes. It's just gray molded plastic. Fits in her hand pretty well, but unfortunately no holster to place this gun into, and that's something that really bugs me when figures don't come with somewhere to put the weapon. And when you place the bracelet next to the figure and tap through, here's the lines you get.
Orders received. We have to tackle the first order head on. My sensors are picking up ties. Brace yourself.
Sliding the figure forward gets you your blaster sounds. And then tapping that gets you these 2 other lines.
I'm not giving up now. Direct hit.
So yeah, from head to toe for a 5-point figure, this is looking pretty good. Pretty basic paint operations, but otherwise, as far as what we're getting in the sculpt, I think it's looking good. And that wraps up this look at Resistance Gunner Paige. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure in the comments section, and as always, thanks for watching.